Now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole. That's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country.
Deranged Donnie is at it again, folks, spouting violent nonsense and riling up his MAGA minions to either do something heinous or pay him to get away with doing something heinous.
Wow, that sounds like a really good deal.
Trump fired a very concerning warning shot this morning in the form of a fundraising email with the subject line, 72 hours until all hell breaks loose.
And all hell breaks loose.
Which sounds less like an email you'd receive from a former president and more like one you'd get a few days ahead of your most insufferable friend's Vegas bachelor party. Which is at best wishful thinking because, let's be honest, Chad, you're in your 30s now, you're gonna get wasted off a few martinis, lose most of your money on blackjack, and cry about how much you love your fiancé to an uninterested stripper. Which, funny enough, is probably what happened with Trump and Stormy Daniels. But the rest of the email, which we'll go through in a bit, is a deranged rant that is equal parts sad, scary, and hilarious. And includes a call to action for Trump's pack animals, supporters, that is oddly reminiscent of one of his most famous.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
And then all the MAGA morons peacefully walked hand in hand down to the Capitol, singing Kumbaya and using the power of prayer to get Mike Pence to not legally certify the vote. The end. So what is this new call to action for the MAGA militia, and why is all hell gonna get let loose on Monday? Make sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe, and let's get into it. So first and foremost, Trump sent this email ahead of his criminal trial on Monday for hush money payments sent to porn star Stormy Daniels.
Donald Trump's first criminal trial for allegedly paying hush money to an adult film star to cover up their relationship is scheduled to begin at 9:30 a.m. in Manhattan this coming Monday morning. I say scheduled because, well, it's taken some years to get to this point, hasn't it? The money was paid to Stormy Daniels back in the fall of 2016, right before the election. Now, nearly 8 years later, Trump might actually be held accountable for his misdeeds.
And Trump came out screaming like the oversized toddler he is, opening the email by raging, 72 hours until all hell breaks loose. Now's the time to help me save America and chip in. Friend, on Monday, my sham trial in New York begins. They want me in prison.
I did everything right and they indicted me.
There really is nothing more presidential than emailing in all caps and begging your supporters for spare change.
Change, spare some change. Ah!
And Trump wants everyone to know who is truly at fault here, saying, Democrats are chomping at the bit. They think if you see me sitting in court, it will be the end of the MAGA movement. Damn, that is wishful thinking. You really think simply seeing you in court is going to cause reality to set in for these people?
Do you think the Earth is round or flat?
I know we didn't go to the moon.
We didn't go to the moon?
No, we didn't go to the moon.
Why do you say that?
Because you can't get out of the atmosphere.
At any given time, and when you say the sun, there is no the sun. Everybody has their own sun.
Yeah, that seems doubtful. But what isn't wishful thinking is what Trump calls for immediately after that, when he urges his supporters to all gather together to rail against the boogeyman justice system, saying, if we fail to have a massive outpouring of peaceful, patriotic support right here, right now, all hell will break loose. Stand with Trump. Right, because if MAGA supporters are known for anything when gathering in massive or even minuscule groups, it's being peaceful.
You're on the wrong side. You're on the wrong side. You're on the wrong side.
And I can't really show footage of the other time Trump's supporters famously peacefully protested, but I think we all recall how that went.
So, let's have trial by combat.
So yeah, with Trump's current track record of calling on his supporters to peacefully overthrow the government, it's not hard to see how this has the potential to play out. But his email didn't stop there, because Donnie Indictable can't go 2 seconds without grifting and begging his supporters for money, saying, before the day is over, I'm calling on 1 million pro-Trump patriots to chip in and say, I'll never give up on President Trump. stand with Trump. And come on, it's hard to say no when you have truly patriotic and not sad at all donation options like $20.24. Click this amount if you're supporting President Trump in 2024. Or $47. Donate this amount if you think Donald J. Trump is greatest president of all time. Clearly he needs this money, guys. I mean, he can't even afford web designers that understand proper English grammar. He probably had to outsource it to China.
China. I love them. China. 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 I have to have my China. China. China because China. China.
And look, we all know Trump is grifting hard recently with his and his family's recent cash grabs like Trump Bibles, Trump sneakers, and pushing Mike Lindell's prison pillow.
$25 extravaganza. 2-pack multi-use My Pillows, just $25. My Pillow sandals, $25. Their 6-pack towel sets, you guessed it, $25. Their new 4-pack dish towels, $25. And for the first time ever, the premium My Pillow with all new Giza fabric is just $24.
But it really says something about you, your campaign, and your supporters when the only way you can get them to show up massively for you and still remain peaceful is for them to send you money from behind a computer screen. But even though he has to spell out being peaceful twice in this email, he still uses radical verbiage like, rabid Democrats are poised to raise millions while I'm stuck defending myself in court. Listen, I'm sure you get a lot of these messages, but now it's time for all of us to send the Democrats, the media, and the globalist deep state a message they'll never forget. And it's that kind of doublespeak that will continue to rage bait his supporters into not only funneling him the little money they have, but keep them furious at a legitimate legal proceeding and continue to lead to the type of hateful violence we've already seen far too much of.
2 nights before the rally, Trump lashed out at the prosecutor in the hush money case, posting on Truth Social that a charge against him could result in, quote, death and destruction.
It feels like Trump himself is raising the temperature and making threats that his own supporters would turn violent if he's indicted, if he's arrested.
When he says that, I genuinely don't think he's actually trying to incite violence or like anger. I just think he's trying to like maybe fuel up those people. We need to be ready to go. Everybody who supports him needs to be ready to like give their all to his campaign.
So when he says there'll be death and destruction, you're saying he doesn't literally mean death and destruction.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's just more of a metaphor to like get his supporters. Like it's more of like a let's get rallied, let's get hyped, let's get like energized. Like we have to do this now. But I don't think when he says death and destruction by any means is he talking about people actually dying or like property being destroyed. I don't think he means that.
But that's exactly what happened on January 6th.
That is exactly what happened on January 6th, but...
Exactly. Thanks for watching, folks. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps. And let me know your thoughts about Trump's disgusting tactics down in those comments below. We would also greatly appreciate your support over on Patreon so we can continue to bring you these videos and expand our coverage going into this very important election. For Really American, I'm Kenny Hesse, and I'll see you all in the next one.